Seen a lot of tracer play on the jump pad in particular. You give her that verticality, she's got triple blinks over the sides, sometimes finds as far as Jake is looking to deep dive on that Genji. He does have Lucio in his sights.
Lucio's in his sights, but he's also giving him the slip right now. Nice wall riding coming out here from the side. Joe Meister still alive, giving Jake the runaround and bought enough time for KO to have the support and take down Jake. So really stand-up play there from Joe Meister to buy that time and arguably be a key part of why Complexity is taking this first point.
That is something we want.
Initiation. So Nicholas, he's coming here at the barrage. Torque has already set things up. It's 2 unanswered kills, 2 flankers down here for Hammers, and Nicholas has the barrage that might be needed to bring this into the fold. Now we do see Volv with a tac visor. Hasn't gotten much of anything done with it. The sound barrier from Avast was able to mitigate it, so even though Nicholas falls, Complexity still with a decent presence here on this point.
Well, we do see Mercy staring at a wall, and you know what that means, looking for that resurrection. Not in the ideal circumstance, so perhaps waiting for a little bit more people to die. Is she going to be able to get out there, though, for the giant res? That is a 3-man res from Jake. Brings his whole team back to life. Can they capitalize on this evening?
Well, we'll see. Jake definitely came in style with that Dragon Blade, but it is gone. And Zhao able to get on super. Torque back into this fight. There's a Graviton in from Complexity, and the fall through coming in from Nicholas over the top. The TJO brothers able to get the fall through on that Graviton. And Complexity, it's hard fought. They will.
A little bit of dive trying to find a target. So far, no targets. Yeah, this Divecom chasing people around, but no damage really done. Nicholas very low.
Nicholas is very low, but he gets healed up. It's a mercy play, keeping him alive. Shake, no fear. Here comes Nicholas, Justice Ring for above. This is what happens when you let a Fair stay alive, but Lucio able to take cover from the ultimate. Not so much to fall through, as Complexity holding on strong. They have control of the point as all this goes down, and Hammers now, Hex, going to be down to their final attempt.
Back against the wall, not everything yet to deal with it, so I'd imagine they try to get some poke out here very early, although this is the map that never really...
Close having Dragon Blade. Trade, meanwhile, looking to leave the station. Throws a post bomb out rather raw. Doesn't hit anything early on, but it's Vol. The flanking tac visor picks down 2, including Shake. That means no resurrection here, Hex, and Hammers will be able to clean this up. The Dragon Blade, I think, actually overkill here.
Last fight to decide who will take first stage of Ilios. That is brutal to lose Vol that early in the fight. Has a long-range rocket from Nicholas.
Vol just a little bit too far out, and now Nicholas will have no pressure on him. Everything turning up Complexity here. 3 unanswered kills. They roll back onto that point, and this is just brutal as Super eats a rocket mid-air. RIP Winston, as Complexity going to get a firm presence on this point, and barring just a terrible mishap, this should be theirs, and they should get this first round.
It does appear to be that way, and even if something bad happens now, they would have a resurrection. The Primal Rage just a bit too late, and I guess the answer to why they took Oasis is that Nicholas likes playing Pharah on Oasis. He had himself a really good game.
He had himself an excellent game, and I'm gonna be honest,
in Torque TJO on the ground there. Nicholas trying to do work. Wow, Jake is so low and hits his fadeaway rocket to win the Pharah battle. So far, no control over the point. Jake gonna use that jump pad to get back on here, and it does look like Hammers will grab first control of this point.
Well, Jake makes plays. That's all you can say about that. Able to go in. That even rhymes a little bit. Just feel free to use that for your own VOD teaching series at some point, Jake. But the end result.
Pharah battle as Barrage comes up. That mid-air does hit, but you need to hit those in quick succession. Oh, Justice rains from the sky onto Nicholas. Just Jake.
Hex, does that count as 3 to 5 mid-airs at the same time with multiple rockets? It's kind of cheating, but hey, when you gotta get rid of the problem. Still, Shake gonna bring him back up. Gives his life for that resurrection. Jake immediately slam dunks Nicholas right as he comes back up. Hammers will retain control.
Well, they wanted to play this map, I believe, because they liked Nicholas and they liked Nicholas Pharah v. Pharah, but thus far it has been Jake who has owned it.
And they have the resurrection in reserve here too, in case things go particularly bad. And he's trying to take out the Tracer on the jump pad. Not going to happen. Nicholas, meanwhile, in over the top. Resurrection burn here from Hammers, so they want full strength no matter what. Torque gets on the raw 420 with the aid of Nicholas, but still, Hammers off the res, able to come back in. I don't think they got a whole lot off that sound barrier, but it still might work out as Train is the one doing the work, ends up with a triple kill to finish out this fight.
There's been a lot of glory we've piled on to Jake this match, but Train on the ground has been a terror. You can tell how
they get back onto the point. They cannot retreat. It is no longer an option. Nicholas going for another barrage midair, and it works out. He finds Jake early on. 3 kills here from Complexity as they roll back in this must-win situation. And it's looking like they're going to retake the point here, Hex.
Train did get a couple kills there, but not enough as he's finally taken down. They will finally capture the point to stave off losing.
Because they were staggered from when they died, the res doesn't bring up the whole team. Some people are still back in spawn, and the reality is that Hammers has an overwhelming numbers advantage on this point. You need heroics. Justice raining from somewhat the floor, the wall, whatever you want to call it, still finds a way to get in on the tour because Jake, there's no pressure on him. He's going in on Lucio. Lucio has no way of getting away from that. He falls down immediately. Super going a Primal Rage out and at the ready. Complexity running out of lives here as they try and stall out, but the point has been recaptured by Hammers, and they are very close to evening this up 1-1.
Desperation time for Complexity as they try to pile on the point, looking for one kill to bring it back, but this is going to be an aggressive Hammers team, not letting them get back to the points. And you mentioned Vol last game, perhaps not having the best 76. Kind of a silent impact on his Devo, but a lot of really clutch plays, taking out the opposing Mercy early on, kind of mitigating some of that damage on this stage.
It is certainly a pure mirror match as Nicholas in the skies, looking for his counterpart. Torque winning the ground war here on the train early on. 2 unanswered kills here by Complexity, and Hammers pretty unlikely to pull this back. I mean, we've seen some crazy stuff from Jake, but I think even Jake does not want any further part of this fight. As Complexity, they take it clean.
No, they are going to
their dance of doom. Jake coming in from under. Nicholas with the slightly higher positioning, and actually he's getting hit by D.Va, and that's enough to let Jake get through. Pierce on, and Shake now is in a world of hurt.
Well, meanwhile, on the ground, it had been a fight that Hammers had already won anyway, as Train continues to just chug. D.Va diving in first, most likely here. It's been a rather quiet game from Super overall. Jake takes down Nicholas. Shake goes down shortly after.
Both Jake winning that fair v fair battle. Now, Jake is unleashed. He's able to get on Torque. There's no one that can really stop his aerial dominance. Doesn't have to worry about his dancing partner, Nicholas, as Train is dealing with the ground. Makes it a triple kill, and Hammers, they should retake this point. Do.
Haven't seen many self-destructs despite seeing D.Va, but Chao's got it at the ready.
We'll see if Chao can make a big improvement here in his play as he tries to pull this back. Jake, the under, a lot of pressure here from the Winston, ends up getting taken down. The pressure from Torque, just too much. TJO brothers really diving in on Jake, and Complexity not going quietly into that good night as they're in a great position here in this team fight.
They hit an enormous rocket on Shake on the way in, but unable to.
But now that Hammers has dropped the beat, they're able to pick up 2 kills. They're working momentum back in their favor, and Complexity may yet still fall.
And there goes Shake. There goes Avast as well. Train is just wrecking wild here. Train and Jake have been putting on a show. Jake with some style points, dunks on Torque as he tries to get in there. The leap a little too late from Winston, and that will be the map being tied up 1 stage to 1 stage. Hammers versus Complexity on Oasis.
Other way around, Hammers now up 2-1. And while he's stalling out here, it's letting Hammers come back in. Chao, a little bit too far out, gets taken in. Train, still on the rampage, full health. No one's on him right now as he is surgically removing Complexity from this point. And what a disaster for Complexity with the great opening from Nicholas.
They killed 5, they just didn't kill Train. Train was the one who...
Which is very clear, and if you don't get rid of the Tracer, you're not going to be able to secure the point in full. As Jake gets on the KO early on, down a Winston, down 2 players, down a D.Va mech. Nicholas still going to try and fight this back as Shake dives in. Going to bring up the fallen hero, so the fight not over here just yet, but Nicholas in a rough shape, just diving away from Jake here, under pressure from the D.Va, all sides firing at Nicholas, and yet he survives, gets fully healed up by Shake, and has a barrage at the ready. We'll see what he does in a moment. Lands another shot into Jake. But while this is going on, Hex, the ground war, Train is still doing work.
Meanwhile, at the bottom of Oasis, it is Train and Super who combine for a couple of kills. Despite all the theatrics up top, and Natrix unable to take down the Lucio, now finds himself in an awkward position. Sound barrier busted out for Hammers.
Jake again, Justice raining from above, gets the better of Nicholas. The rocket barrage beating the single rocket. 3-1 in favor of Hammers, Hex, and they are on the verge of taking this. They res their fallen heroes. They are all in on this point. Complexity must continue to delay, or the series is over. 99%, 100%. Hammers has defeated Complexity 3-0.